Hello, hello, welcome back. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy, coming to you from a rather hot craft table today. Now, I'm currently working on a journal using let's find a page you might recognise, the needlework kit by Paper Cameo. And it ties in quite nicely with this vintage the art needlecraft book that I've got. I've just pulled out a double page. I want to have a bash at doing something a bit different, so I thought I'd bring you along and we can play together. I don't know whether it's going to work or whether it's going to be a disaster, but we'll see. So basically what I'd want to try and do is, you see this? Now I've got some of this. I've had this before in different colours. And I want to try and replicate this, sort of. So what I'm going to do is, there's some ephemera pieces from the kit and some lace and so on. So we want it to sit this way, so it's going to be a double page. And what I want to do is, I want to like weave some of this twine. Now if you're in the UK, this is the twine that comes from the works. It's just, I think it's £1 a roll or something. It's not expensive at all. The easiest thing, Claire, would be to hold these together. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we want 4 across there? Yeah, I think so. So we're going to go for 4 that length. I know you probably think I'm completely crazy, but if you haven't realised that yet, there's no hope for you. So there's 4 of the long ones, and then we're going to want a lot more of the short ones, at least 6. So, oh, hang on, because I want these ones to wrap around the back. So these want to be double. So it's going to be that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I tell you there was a funny story about this twine actually? Oh, it must be a good year, maybe 2 years ago now. My youngest daughter and I went to the cinema. We went to watch that Olivia Colman, Nasty Little Letters. Don't know if you saw the film, it's hysterical. But anyway, we went to see that and we were running a bit early. And just round the corner from that particular cinema, I'm going to open it out, but I must remember that this is my front. Just around the corner is a works. So we went into the works. Right, now I'm going to use my high-tack all-purpose glue. And actually, before I do that, let's work out where I want these. That would make sense, wouldn't it? So I'm going to come 1 inch, because I know this ruler is 1 inch down and 1 inch up. So that's going to give me 2. Oh, can't see that line, Claire. Is there any lead in this pencil? That's better. 1, 2, 3. We're going to need more than 6, aren't we? 4. Oh, yeah. 5, 6. And then if we cheat with this one, 7. We can just cut 1 more. There's not that one, this one. So I'm going to cut one more of these. But we also want to do this, don't we? So should we do it all? Do the grid while we're here. One. See, I did tell you it might be a complete disaster. 1, 2, 3. Oh, need to sharpen this pencil. 3. Oh, we can get away with that. We'll have a bigger one in the middle. 4. Okay. So I just need to cut one more of these. One that's going to go across. And then I'm going to run that glue across the line. Okay. Right. So anyway, as I was saying, we went to the pictures to see this film right now. So I'm going to run the glue just down that line like that. I'm going to take my twine, it's going to overhang at the top, it's going to overhang at the bottom, and I'm just going to put it on there. Come on. It's too hot to argue with me. Okay. Do you know what? I think if it rolls up, it doesn't really matter for what I want to do. But anyway, so there's one, and I'm just going to go along and do that to all of them. I might actually do a thicker line of glue. So yes, so there is a Works craft shop just around the corner from this particular cinema. So, because we were running early, we said, oh hey, let's pop in, see if there's anything to grab our fancy, as it were. So we went in and we bought a few bits and pieces. And one of the things that I bought was one of these reels of twine. Anyway, we went off to the cinema, we watched the film, we had a good old giggle, we had a bit of a, what do they call them, nacho, bit of a nacho munch up. And when the lights came back up, because the film was finished, and we were looking to leave, just 1 second. Sorry, I'm back. So yeah, we gathered up all our stuff to leave. And as I picked up my overstocked handbag, because, didn't have a carrier in the works, wasn't going to pay for one, shoved everything in my handbag. I watched the reel of twine tumble out of my bag. And of course the cinema is on a slope, isn't it? So you get that auditorium view. And I watched this reel of twine go rolling down in front of me, gradually unrolling as it went. And my daughter could see what was happening. And we were both already semi-hysterical from the laughter of the film. And we just crouched down and fell about in fits of laughter. Nobody else in the cinema seemed to have noticed what happened. So they were all looking at us like we were mad. Anyway, by the time this reel of twine stopped moving, it wasn't a reel of twine at all, was it? It was a cardboard tube and a giant spaghetti of string. And I just looked at Alex and I said, I'm really sorry, but I am not picking that up. So whilst we may not have been bad and made a mess with our food or left our food wrappers, as lots of people do, we did leave a giant spaghetti of twine. Right, now as you can see, I'm now going the other way with these ones. So I'm not quite weaving it because I'm just going all the way over. I suppose you could have woven it if you wanted to. Ah, come on, don't mess with me, silly bit of string. Right, and now I'm going to do the next one. So on the back I've just got straight lines, but on the front I'm going to have this like cross hatch. Hope you can see. I hope I'm on camera. I'll do a bit on top as well. It'll dry clear, so it'll be okay with a bit of luck. And of course it's been wound round that coil for some time, and that's obviously why we're having a little bit of a problem. Just spend a minute and stick it down, and obviously I'm getting glue all over my fingers, which is not helping, is it? Oh goodness me, Claire. Oh, and now Bo's having a bit of a moan because it's half term here, so the children are off school and they're playing in the street. So as you can see, I've got this little spreader up now in a bid that it doesn't stick to my fingers, and I'm not pulling it up as fast as I'm sticking it down. Now I'm guessing this is probably quite boring for you to watch, so I suppose I could turn the camera off and come back. Or do you like watching me suffer? There's the question. Ah, it moved again, didn't it? I wonder if we use the bigger nozzle, we'll get a better result. Let's try that. Right, I think what I'm going to do, because this is obviously not very exciting for you to watch, is I will put you on pause. I'll get it finished and I'll come back. Okay, so these are all stuck down now, and in a bid to give the paper a little bit more sort of heft and scruffiness, I've got the back of a napkin and I'm going to lay that on there, and I'm going to bash it into all the strings to get creases and things. And I'm going to help it along with some clear PVA. So I'm just going to do a squirt like that. Obviously, if you've got a different kind of bottle, you might want to dip your brush into your bowl or whatever. And I'm just going to pat it down, get it over those strings, creating the creases of the napkin. Now, where the glue is obviously going transparent, where I squirted the glue, and where the glue isn't, the napkin is staying white, as you can see. Okay. But this is going to aid holding all these strings in place. It's going to put a little bit more strength to the paper for what I want to do next. Okay, I'm now going to give it a bit of a squirt, and that's just going to loosen up that glue a little bit. And then I'm going to repeat what I've just done with another napkin. Okay. Excuse me. So this time I'm going to try and look where I obviously didn't go last time, which was around the edges, and then up and down a little bit. Going to pop on my second napkin. She says, I am. There it goes. That's going on there, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing again. Okay. And now you'll see the fact that we didn't weave the twine doesn't matter at all, because this napkin is holding it down on top of the glue that was underneath it. Okay. And now is where the real fun starts, I hope. And you'll see that on here there's all these bubble raised, it's actually some kind of plastic, but it's all those raised bits. So I'm gonna do my raised bits in the form of ephemera. I might put some buttons on later on. I'm just making sure this is stuck in all the places I want it to. Okay, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors, use whatever you've got to hand, and I'm going to choose some areas to make holes. So there, I'm taking the wrong end of my paintbrush, and I just want to bring this up and round and over. You're definitely going to get messy doing this, so if you're the sort of person that likes to stay nice and clean, this may not be the project for you. Okay, where else am I going to go? I want them to be very varied, So I think we'll have here just gonna pull that back. So that's that hole there. That seems to be coming up. Go back down. Okay, I think we'll have one here. And this is why I wanted to strengthen the paper. Although this is quite thick paper for an old book, it's right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the edge of my messy mat there. Should have done it in a paint palette really, shouldn't I? But anyway, and I'm just going to dip my brush in and glue down these pieces that I've folded back. Okay, and then I'm thinking, where do I want another one? I think we want one up there. So this time, pull this one back. Right. Okay. So we've got some holes. Trying to make it look like sort of worn out fabric, even though it's paper, and just roll that one back, and we'll roll that one up there. So we've got holes there. Just glue that down as well. Some of this tissue paper will come up, not worried about that at all really. Okay, so now I'm going to set about with my ephemera. So this one will go maybe there. So where's my glue gone? Oh, for goodness sake. Here. So I'm going to get this glued. And this one, up the right way would help, Claire, is going to sit across there. Like that. Excuse me. And then I've got this piece of lace, which I'm going to stick down there. I'm going to give it a bit of PVA. Whoops, maybe it shouldn't have been that much, Claire. Never mind. Okay, so we've got a bit of lace, and then one of the other ephemeras is cotton reel. So maybe that's gonna cover a bit of that hole there. I've got this rusty old paper clip. Now that I think is going to need some proper glue, so get some of this on it. That's gonna stick down there, and then we mustn't forget about the back. So on the back I'm gonna put this tab. Whoops. And that's gonna go over there. I'm gonna have another cotton reel, gonna sit up there like that. Now I want some of this lacy fabric, so I'm gonna have this piece here. It's like broad anglaise bit. Don't mind the strings. More of this PVA. We want plenty of glue because we don't want stuff coming off, do we? So we don't want it coming off. We want it sticking down nicely. Okay. I like this as well. This is out of an old shirt. And I've used this in one of the signatures already, so that sort of makes sense for that to be on there as well. I suppose it's a way of making it old and grungy without using too much darkness. Normally we do that with inks, don't we? And here we got this different piece. So we'll pull some of that off and get rid of the other side. I think we only want a bit of that though. So we'll have that sticking down there. Another little bit of this. It's great fun to have a game. And then we've got, as I say, you know, the book page and the strings underneath. We've got the holes in it, which I absolutely love. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to tear this like so. And that is going to go under there like that. And then when the time comes, when that is dry, I'm going to stitch that piece of fabric as a behind patch, if that makes sense. And actually we could have another piece under that hole. Oh, both of those, okay. So and then we're just going to stick that down so that that goes into place. Right, that really is going to need some time to dry now, isn't it? I feel like I need something down here though. What do I need down here? Actually, when it's dry I could sew some buttons down here, couldn't I? So that would work. Yeah, I think I'm quite happy with that. Oh look, now where I picked that up, did you notice that? That's come unstuck. I might have to get the Yoo-hoo out for that, we'll see. But I just love, you know, the way that looks, all old and grungy but not dark. But what we could do is, if I get down my limoncello infusions and we just give it a little drip there like that, and then we give it a little squirt, that colour is going to wake up and just add a little bit, look, of extra age to this. Yeah, liking it a lot. Okay, we'll have a little bit over on this fabric. A little bit here. Well, it's it, you're only one shade away from perfect. I love it. I absolutely love it. So as always, a huge thank you to you coming along and spending time with me today. I hope you found some joy and inspiration. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon. Ta-ta for now.